What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the FitMenCook kitchen. As you can see, I don't have anything sauteing or boiling or steaming right now in the background. It's just me and you. I do have some incense going because I cooked mad garlic and onion and got the whole place smelling like Thanksgiving morning up in here. One of the really cool things about this place that I'm in and writing this book is that I feel like I'm in a really creative place. And my publisher, bless her heart, she is challenging me more and more to consolidate my ideas just for this book. And to save some of the other stuff for other books and other projects. And it's a challenge because aside from all the recipes, I also want to share a little bit about my journey and how I've been able to navigate this healthy lifestyle now for almost 5 years going. So all that to say, I've been writing a whole lot, and when I feel something, I'm gonna write it down. But today's video is actually inspired by a recent experience that I had when I was in the gym. And it's about being in a diet rut, about being in your own diet depression. And I call it a diet depression because that's what it feels like whenever you're in that rut. It's debilitating, you are disenchanted, you're not motivated to try new foods, and you hit a brick wall and you feel that you can't move past it. A young guy came up to me, he said, "Hey, I've lost some weight, I've got at least 60 more pounds to go, and I have to lose this weight because I really want to try out for the Marines." I was trying to share some ideas with him, and it got me thinking that it's less about him hitting this weight plateau. He was really asking a question about how can I get motivated again? Rather than write this stuff down and share it later, I wanted to share it now. So with that being said, I want to share with you all 5 things that I did to dig myself out of my own diet depression, my own diet rut. The first thing I did to dig myself out of a diet rut is I had to get understanding, meaning get perspective about what's going on in my life. I had to become a lot more self-aware about the external factors that oftentimes influence the choices that we make. Is there emotional drama at work? Is there emotional drama at home with you and the kids or you and wifey? What are those things that are happening right now in your life that are influencing your decisions? Not to get too personal, but at the very beginning of this year, I went through a breakup, and it was really disappointing because it was something that I really enjoyed and I thought it was gonna last, but it didn't last. And at the time, I was working out, I had a strict diet, and I was doing all that. And so when that breakup happened, I slowly began to back away from that, and I didn't really realize it. I was dissatisfied with where I was, and so I was projecting that onto everything else. I began to become dissatisfied with my workout, I became dissatisfied with my diet, and so incrementally, I started to make these different decisions that moved me farther away from my fitness goals and from my diet goals. And I had to confront the truth that a lot of things that were happening with me emotionally were also influencing my dietary decisions. So you've got to make up your mind and you've got to get perspective about what's going on in your life. It doesn't even have to be that deep. It could be you are working more hours at work, you've just moved to a brand new city and you don't know the area very well. Get perspective about what's going on, and once you get perspective, then you can begin to deal with those underlying issues. The second thing I did is this idea I like to call dropping breadcrumbs. Go back to what you were doing when you first started your diet, when you were feeling happy about healthy eating, when you were meal prepping. I asked myself the same question, and I wrote it down. And one of my first diets was, these are some of the foods I was eating. I was having a V8 and a salad, a lean cuisine, some turkey hot dogs, chicken breast, brown rice and salad, and fruits as desserts. And please don't write me, yes, I know that a lot of that stuff is processed, but hey, it's what I was doing. And just the memory of this, it got me smiling. It got me smiling because I remember how I felt. I felt so accomplished, I felt so on point. And even though I wouldn't buy some of these foods right now, immediately it gave me some ideas about what I could be doing right now if I wanted to add some variety to my diet. And don't take my word for it. You can look at some of the professional athletes. If you watch them oftentimes when they're going through some of their lows, what they'll do is they will go back to their old high school coach or their old middle school coach, or they'll go back to their parents who were coaching them before and work with them. Why is that important? When they were working with them, they were in love with their sport. They were loving it and they felt it, and they want to get back to that. So that's what you'd have to do here with your diet. Go back to what you were doing before, go back to your old routine. It could ignite that fire that will get you back on the road to eating well again. The third thing I did to get out of the diet rut was I changed my environment and I changed up my routine in order to get variety in my life. One thing that I love to do is I love to shop around at different supermarkets. I live in downtown Dallas, but I will go all the way out, like 20, 30 miles out sometimes, to go to a different grocery store. And people will see me and they said, "Hey, I didn't know that you lived over here." I don't. But there is a lot of value in changing up your environment. Different supermarkets in different areas, they will offer different products and different foods. And it's in those product offerings that allows you to get new variety and new ideas into your own diet. And the reality is, if you don't switch up your environment, you're always gonna have what you have. And it's funny how you will go to different stores searching for a shoe, a brand new t-shirt, a dress. Why won't you do that when it comes to your diet? And this is especially true for ethnic cuisines. Many cities have different pockets. So here in Dallas, you can go to a Japanese food store, Indian market, a Mexican and Central American market, and all these different places provide you with different products so that you can enrich your own diet. And lastly, on this topic of changing your environment and getting variety, eat out. Don't be so concerned about being super healthy that you are ziplocking your entire life to new experiences. Eating out and enjoying a meal with other people really helps us to socialize and it brings us together. And if you can't afford to, well, you can also eat in, but have themed nights. So one night you're gonna make a great Mexican dish, another night an Italian night. Whatever it is, whether you eat out or stay in, you can make it work for you. The fourth thing I did to get myself out of the diet rut is I had food challenges. On FitMenCook.com, I post monthly food calendars that has a food challenge nearly every single week. And I did this because I wanted to mirror what I was doing in my own personal life. Each week, I would challenge myself to try a brand new food. And I look forward to trying something new every single week. So one week I would try out a brand new vegetable and I would go into the internet, do a search for healthy recipes with that vegetable and then go and make it. And other days I would say, all right, I'm gonna try out a brand new complex carbohydrate because I'm tired of just eating quinoa, rice, and sweet potato. Expand my horizons. And all those things led to my kitchen competency, my confidence in the kitchen, and it allowed me to be able to understand how to pair foods together so that way I can get variety and have a really enriched diet. Oftentimes we have anxiety about eating out or just foods in general because we lack the knowledge. So having these food challenges in place allows you to experiment with new foods. And lastly, one of the final things I did to get myself out of the diet rut is I never stopped learning. One of my favorite scriptures, it's a concept that we all have heard before, and it's reaping and sowing. Whatever you sow, you will reap. In other religions, it's karma. In other philosophies, doing good and the universe is going to give back to you. But whatever concept you believe in, understand this. Whenever you nourish your body with healthy food, your body responds positively. So whenever you're able to nourish your mind about new diets and trends and foods, you're able to take those things and apply them to your own life as needed in the way that you can sustain and that you can manage that makes sense for you. Never get to a place where you feel that you just know it all. Whenever you get to that point, that's when you stop growing. So feed yourself new ideas and new perspectives. This is particularly true if you are in the health and wellness industry, but you're on the service side. So you are a trainer, you are a motivator, you are a nutritionist, you are a coach, you are somebody that people have deemed as a resource. You are a cookie jar, meaning people see you and they see cookies and they reach their hand in, they take it out and they eat it. Very rarely do people put cookies back into the jar. And so what happens to you? Then you yourself are emptied out and you don't have enough substance for you to dig yourself out of your own diet rut. So if you find yourself as the only resource for everyone around you, then still help people, but you've got to find yourself another place where people can pour into you, where you aren't the smartest person in the room, where you're feeling challenged. And that way you can have a sufficient supply of cookies for all those hungry people that you are empowering and helping out. Everybody finds themselves at a place where they're not feeling as motivated. But the difference between those people and everybody else is how they respond. How are you gonna respond to your own diet rut? It's time to get up from the couch, stop feeling sorry for yourself, stop lamenting those 5 pounds that you lost but you already gained back last weekend. It's time to get over it. Understand your surroundings, drop breadcrumbs and go back to those basics. Change your environment, your routine, and get variety. Have some healthy food challenges. And number 5, never stop learning. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. To some degree, we have all experienced that place where we're not feeling as enthusiastic about this healthy journey. So understand that your circumstances right now are not uncommon. You aren't that special. You're special, but you aren't that special. And what's gonna separate you from everybody else is how you respond to this. You can continue to wallow in the diet rut like I did for years, or you can take your diet by the reins and guide yourself out of this. And once you do it this one time, you're gonna be able to do this every single time, I guarantee. I don't worry about this anymore because I know how to find my way back to that impassioned place where I'm excited about my diet. I'm excited about healthy living. If you like videos like this, I invite you to hit that like button below. But more so than that, I want you to take just a couple seconds. And if you've ever been in a diet rut, I want you to share your experience below in the comment section and also share how you got out of that diet rut. And it's through these ideas, through the sharing of all of these ideas, that our community is going to continue growing and thriving. Again, I want to thank y'all for watching. Until next time, I want y'all to keep it healthy, but of course, never ever boring. Ooh! Bye.